Hi, you guys. Welcome back and Happy New Year. If you are new here, my name is Madeleine Klein, and I talk about Canadian true crime and missing persons. Today, I want to talk about Ryan Jenkins from Calgary, Alberta, who in 2009, after being on a string of VH1 shows, murdered his wife, Jasmine Fiore. When initially found in a suitcase, Jasmine's fingers and teeth had been removed, stalling positively identifying her. It would be the serial numbers on Jasmine's breast implants that allowed them to identify her and begin the international manhunt for Ryan Jenkins. To understand everything about this story, we're going to have to go back and do a little history lesson on what I call the golden era of reality television. I call it this because this was before reality was scripted and it was just a little bit manipulated. Producers would tell the cast what to do, or editing would cut and slice scenes to make it look like something happened that didn't. You might remember a number of reality shows from the early 2000s produced by a company called 51 Minds. These were always aired on VH1 or MTV. I remember watching them on Much More Music, which now that I think of it, I'm thinking that Much More Music was like the Canadian VH1 and Much Music was the Canadian MTV. I'm not actually sure, that's just what I'm thinking. But what I do remember is that Much Music was on Channel 29, Much More Music was Channel 36, and MTV was Channel 48. Anyway, in 2003, 51 Minds started to produce a series of reality shows starting with The Surreal Life. The Surreal Life was a show where a bunch of celebrities all lived in a house together and did challenges. It was only for a 2-week duration and there were no eliminations. On season 3 of The Surreal Life, 1980s rapper and hype man Flava Flav and model actress Bridget Nielsen both appeared, kindling some sort of weird, uncomfortable romance that was so cringeworthy, it warranted its own show. Flav and Bridget then signed on for their own show called Strange Love, which lasted 1 season over 2005. In 2006, Flava Flav got his own dating show called Flavor of Love. Flavor of Love was actually the title of the first episode of Strange Love. Just a fun little fact there. In Flavor of Love, 20 young, hopeful women compete for his attention and a chance at his love. Can you believe there was once a game show and this was the prize? But you know what? 10 out of 10, entertaining. I love seasons 1 and 2, and I will watch them over and over and over. Flavor of Love was a massive, massive success, opening the doors for other of love reality shows and game shows. Flavor of Love itself ran for 3 seasons. New York, from both seasons 1 and 2, got her own spin-off show, I Love New York. Bret Michaels of Poison got his own show called Rock of Love, lasting 3 seasons as well. Rock of Love gave us many cast members that would end up competing in other TV shows or get their own shows. The runner-up of Rock of Love 2, Daisy De La Hoya, got her own show called Daisy of Love, and Megan Hauserman, also of Rock of Love 2, got her own show called Megan Wants a Millionaire. This is where Ryan comes in, but we'll come back. 51 Minds also produced a game show called I Love Money. I Love Money took popular cast members from other 51 Minds shows and had them compete in like a Survivor-style challenge with a $250,000 reward. Prize, whatever. I Love Money also ended up having 3 seasons, but the 3rd season never aired. So, Megan Hauserman. Megan appeared in Rock of Love 2 and had previously competed and won the 3rd season of Beauty and the Geek. After Rock of Love, Megan went on to do season 1 of I Love Money, placing 3rd, and also appearing on Charm School. Charm School was another 51 Minds show where they took the trashiest and rowdiest girls of Flavor of Love and Rock of Love and put them in like a finishing school setting. It also aired for 3 seasons, and it was ridiculous and awesome. So Megan went on to do a couple more shows before she got her own show, Megan Wants a Millionaire, which is exactly what the title states. Wealthy men compete for her affection. Enter Ryan Jenkins. Ryan was a 32-year-old real estate investor and developer from Calgary, Alberta, who appeared on Megan Wants a Millionaire. He was listed with a net worth of $2.5 million. Ryan came from money, his father being an architect and playing a huge role in helping him in his career. When the recession hit in 2008, it's alleged that Ryan's father helped him out a lot financially. It was actually the recession that pushed Ryan to do something else, and that's when he was selected for Megan Wants a Millionaire. Ryan did well in the show, placing 3rd. When filming wrapped in March of 2009, Ryan went to Vegas where he met and quickly married 28-year-old Jasmine Fiore. He met Jasmine at a casino on March 16th, and the pair married 2 days later on March 18th. It's alleged that the relationship was toxic right from the beginning, with Ryan and Jasmine constantly fighting. Ryan was very controlling and really jealous at how Jasmine would keep in contact with her ex-boyfriends. In June of 2009, Ryan was actually charged with battery constituting domestic violence after he hit Jasmine in the arm when he saw her kiss an ex-boyfriend. The incident happened in April, but charges didn't go through until June, and they had a December trial date. It was said that Jasmine was fairly secretive of her marriage with Ryan and would disappear for days at a time with no explanation. Ryan confided to a friend in June of 2009 while he was visiting Calgary that he felt used and lied to. Although he was still calling Jasmine his wife, he was actively trying to pick up other women. When his friend called him out on this, he told his friend he had an open relationship. I think it's worth noting that it was said Ryan was obviously off during this visit home without Jasmine, who had visited Calgary with him twice before. Ryan was selected to appear in I Love Money 3, which started filming in late June 2009 and wrapped in early August of 2009, and he ended up winning. It's said that Jasmine made it pretty clear that money was a top priority for her. It's also alleged that while filming I Love Money 3, Ryan would often say that he had to win this money for his wife. There's a podcast called Talk of Love with Lacey Skulls. Lacey appeared on the first season of Rock of Love and then went on to do Charm School. And then she was also cast in I Love Money 3. She has this podcast where she sits down with other reality TV alum and they talk about the old reality shows. On episode 2 of Talk of Love, I'll link it below, Lacey talks about her experience filming I Love Money 3. It's speculated that Ryan and Jasmine married because Ryan needed American citizenship. He needed a green card for his career to move forward, and it's alleged that Ryan and Jasmine kind of had this deal that Ryan would give Jasmine a bunch of money if they married. Again, total speculation, not proven, but it paints the picture a little bit more clearly, if you ask me. So, I Love Money finishes filming in early August of 2009. I wish I knew the exact date because I would like to know what Ryan was doing between finishing filming and August 13th. On August 13th, 2009, Ryan and Jasmine go to San Diego together to attend a poker tournament. The two are seen on surveillance leaving the tournament held at the Hilton at 2:30 a.m. The pair was seen later that night at a club, but by 4:30 a.m., Ryan arrives back at their hotel alone. He's then seen leaving the hotel at 9 a.m. alone, and Jasmine is never seen alive again. On August 15th, 2009, a body is discovered mutilated in a suitcase inside of a dumpster in Buena Park, California. I think it's Buena Park. Buena Park, I should have looked that up. The naked body had been brutally beaten and stuffed into a suitcase. The woman's fingers and teeth had been removed, likely to impede identification. Ryan reported Jasmine missing that night, August 15th, at about 8:55 p.m. He told the police he had last seen Jasmine the night before, August 14th. She dropped him off at their home at about 8:30 p.m. She left and never returned. Ryan left their Los Angeles home about 12 hours later at 9 a.m. on August 16th, and he left for Nevada to pick up his boat. On August 17th, authorities contact Ryan and he tells them that he's in Utah on his way to Canada to clear up some immigration issues. On August 18th, Jasmine Fiore is positively identified using the serial numbers on her breast implants. Jasmine's Mercedes was found abandoned in West Hollywood, only a little over a kilometer from where she and Ryan lived, and there were massive amounts of blood and hair in the vehicle. Ryan, of course, was the only person of interest, but hadn't yet been charged. There were reported sightings of Ryan's SUV towing a boat going into the direction of the US-Canada border. In Blaine, Washington, police would find Ryan's SUV and an empty boat trailer at a marina, and the engine was still warm. Canadian Coast Guards were notified to watch for him. On August 19th, Ryan called his father from Birch Bay, which is super close to Seattle and Vancouver. That same day, a man matching Ryan's description was seen at a Point Roberts marina. Point Roberts is not only very, very close to Birch Bay, but Ryan's stepmother also lived there. The next day, August 20th, Ryan was officially charged for the murder of Jasmine Fiore, and an arrest warrant was issued. Ryan attempted to call his father again on August 20th, but his father was detained at an airport and couldn't take the call. Later that same day, at about 6 p.m., Ryan arrives at a motel in Hope, British Columbia, in a silver PT Cruiser with Alberta plates. He was with a young woman who was later identified as his half-sister. She went in to pay for 3 nights accommodation with cash while Ryan waited in the car. A witness at the motel alleged that this woman stayed with Ryan for about 20 minutes after checking in and then left. The next day, August 21st, the motel manager reports seeing Ryan outside the motel, but he was unrecognizable from the photograph the media had released. It said he looked exhausted. There was no activity on August 22nd, and on August 23rd, no one checked out of the room. The motel manager entered the room at about 11:30 a.m. to find Ryan had committed suicide by hanging himself with a belt. There was no suicide note found in the room, but the police would later recover a document on Ryan's computer dated for August 20th, 2009, titled Last Will and Testament. This was the beginning of the end for 51 Minds. Megan Wants a Millionaire, which only had aired 3 episodes, was immediately pulled out of respect for Jasmine and her family. On August 24th, 2009, one day after Ryan was found, VH1 announced the cancellation of I Love Money and also announced that I Love Money 3 will not be going to air. Many were shocked to learn that the background check performed on all of the contestants doesn't check outside of the United States. In 2007, Ryan pleaded guilty to a 2005 assault charge on a girlfriend. He received 15 months probation and was ordered psychological counseling. In a statement by 51 Minds, they said they would have never had him on the show had they known about his priors. So that's the tragic and horrifying story of Ryan Jenkins and Jasmine Fiore. If this case strikes your morbid curiosity and you would like to dig a little bit deeper, I'm going to link some things below. Like I mentioned before, I'll link episode 2 of Talk of Love with Lacey Skulls. If you are like me and absolutely adore early 2000s reality and are intrigued by this case, this episode is a must listen. Lacey talks about what went on during the filming of I Love Money 3 and a little bit of the communication she had with Ryan afterwards. It's crazy. During filming, Ryan always talks about his wife, and he asks Lacey, who has a ranch, if he can bring his wife to her ranch so they can go horseback riding. Lacey was like, yeah, whatever. Make sure she has jeans and boots. We'll set it up. After an exchange of messages trying to set this up, at one point, Ryan texts Lacey and he says hey, yeah, sorry, Jasmine didn't get her riding boots, we're gonna have to reschedule, or something to the effect of that. But when Lacey looked back at that message, it was sent after Jasmine had been killed. That was a super short Reader's Digest version of that story. I would highly recommend listening to that episode. I'm gonna link McLean's article that I found that's very detailed. They interview friends, acquaintances, and family of Ryan's, and it's very informative. Both of his parents, to this day, maintain Ryan's innocence. Even in death, there's no accountability. His dad actually tried to defend and deflect the April assault incident, saying that he just pushed her into the pool, like he was there or something. Seeing as his half-sister checked him into the hotel, I wouldn't be surprised if his parents knew about the plan and helped out along the way. But that's just me speculating. This case is just so sad and angering to me because a simple background check could have saved a woman's life. Ryan was a spoiled little brat with an attitude problem and a temper. Please let me know what you guys have to say about this case in the comments. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you found this case interesting, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. I will have my link tree linked down below as well if you're interested in following me on any social media or listening to my podcast episodes with the Nighttime Podcast. Those are all linked there. I will also tag Nighttime below if you want to subscribe to them, turn on notifications. Jordan and I are live every Thursday night to talk about a Canadian missing person or just a really dark Canadian case. We will be live this Thursday, January 5th, talking about a string of random murders that occurred on the Toronto transit system. You aren't going to want to miss that one. So I think that is it for me. Thank you guys again, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!